Just a heads up to everybody, I have a 200 subscriber competition running right now. If you would like to take part in that competition, you can find the link in the description below. Also, as I'm talking, you probably can see instructions on screen right now. Please get involved. It'd be great to see more people get involved in this. And yeah, hopefully we can have some cool winners to win some art from me. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on to the video. What's going on, everybody? I'm in my dressing gown because I'm a bit ill today. I'm pretty fucking ill. It's not COVID, don't worry. It's a phlegmy cold that I've got. A headache, bad throat, phlegmy cough. Got my lemsip. It's all good. Got my lemsip, guys. It's all good. Now, this video is going to be my 10 of the best tag, or whatever it's called. I've forgotten what it's called. Top 10 tag, top 10 best of 10 tag, the tag, 10 off tag. I don't know what it's called. I've forgotten. But anyway, I was tagged by 2 YouTubers, good friends of mine, to do this cool little video. So I was tagged by the bald-headed twat from Bournemouth, Jamie Powell, and I was tagged by Leon from Leon Talks Film. Thank you for tagging me, guys. It means a lot to be tagged twice. It's like, I'm fucking popular.
Who would have thought?
I have been tasked to pick my favourite film out of 10 genres provided. And now, so, let me look at the list quickly. We have, in terms of genres, we have horror, animated, drama, comedy, science fiction, action, comic book, western, romance, and adventure. So let's get in to this one. Let's do it. So first up is obviously horror, and my pick for horror is quite surprising because I've not actually seen anyone pick this shit that I've done tag videos so far, so I'm really surprised. So yeah, my favorite horror of all time is 1973's Exorcist, because of course it is dubbed known as the scariest film of all time, which I kind of disagree, but I can kind of imagine why in 1973 it was called the scariest film of all time. I've got a funny story about this. I only saw this maybe in like 2017 on Halloween. Me and my friend, known as Fraser, you may know him on YouTube as Ramhammer. Shout out to Ramhammer. Check out his channel, great channel, horror video games. Go and check him out. But yeah, me and Fraser, we had a Halloween marathon at his place in 2017. I made a bunch of films to choose from. We chose a pick at random thing on our phones to pick which film we would watch in whatever order. And I think the first film that was picked was The Exorcist. And I hadn't seen The Exorcist before, so it was my first time watch in 2017. And holy fuck, this film blew my mind. It was incredible. It felt like a contemporary horror film from the modern age. It didn't feel dated. The performances are all impeccably good. And the ending, I didn't even see the ending coming. It came out of nowhere and I was completely shocked. I was speechless. This film is horror perfection in my mind. And I think that it kickstarted a wave of exorcism films and possession films. And The Exorcist is still the king of that genre. So yeah, horror is The Exorcist. Animation. Now, I think it comes to no surprise that animation, for me, is, a Studio Ghibli mainstay. It is Princess Mononoke, a film that I feel has some of the most engaging and most likable characters in any animation film I've ever seen in my life. The animation is top tier Japanese animation. The art style in this is beautiful, and it kind of mixes a little bit of CGI elements with mostly hand-drawn animation, and it's beautiful. The story basically consists of a boy. He's a prince of this clan. He gets attacked by a wild boar possessed by a demon. He gets cursed by said demon, and because he's now marked by the curse, he has to be exiled from his clan and go and find the spirit of the forest to basically rid him of his curse. It's a wonderful story, a wonderfully told, paced adventure that I absolutely adore. And I think if you have not seen this film, you are missing out. It is fantastic, and all the characters are likable. There is some bastard characters I don't like, but they're all there for narrative reasons, and I think it's fantastic. It's definitely my favourite animation of all time, and I think you should go and check it out. It's brilliant. Next up on the list is drama. Now, I had a bit of a hard time with drama because a lot of films kind of dabble in drama elements, so this was quite a difficult one to really pick out. But one film just came around over and over again in my mind, and I just settled with it because this film is a masterpiece. So my drama pick is Parasite. Parasite is a wonderfully realised, beautifully shot, wonderfully acted film about a family living in poverty, making pizza boxes for the local pizza delivery man, and yeah, they somehow get entangled with this rich family, and that's all I'm going to say about it. It is a film that is worth going in to see blind. It is a marvel of Asian cinema, Korean cinema. It is brilliant. The acting is spot on. It is next level in filmmaking, and it deserved the Oscar. It got best picture at the Oscars, and it deserves it. Not many films live up to the hype when it comes to Oscar-winning films, but this one goes beyond the hype for me. It blew me away. It is gripping, engaging, and you care about all the characters. It is fantastic, and the ending comes out of nowhere, and it is a sight to behold. Brilliant film, wonderfully shot, beautifully acted, a must watch. Comedy. Now, I don't really watch much comedies. You know, I had a conversation with my friend today, actually, this morning, about comedies. There are some comedies that I like that I would never say were my favourites, but I like, you know, a lot of Jim Carrey stuff like Liar Liar, The Mask of Ace Ventura. But when I think about comedy, I try to think about a film that I saw in cinema that made me laugh my head off, and it still makes me laugh now. And it's going to be a bit of an odd one, but it is going to be Big Hero 6. This film just is hilarious. It's part hilarious, part heartwarming. Baymax is a lovable character, and he just makes me laugh. The bit where he's like low battery, he's like drunk, and he walks into the house, he's got the little cat in his eye, he's like, Harry baby, Harry baby. It's so good. It's comedy gold. I love this film. It makes me laugh day in, day out, and yeah, it's the only film that I can think of to pick for comedy because it makes me laugh every time I watch it. It's brilliant. Everyone needs to check out Big Hero 6. It is wonderful. Next up we have Sci-Fi. Sci-Fi is pretty obvious for my channel. Sci-Fi is going to be the 1954 classic Godzilla. Of course it is. Like, yeah. My friend of mine was like, "This is sci-fi." It is 100% science fiction about a giant monster brought to life by nuclear testing, nuclear destruction. It's super sci-fi. My favourite film of all time. This happens to be. If you know my channel, you know this is no surprise. But yeah, Godzilla. It's a masterpiece of 50s Japanese cinema, and it is my favourite science fiction film of all time. I love this film. It is brilliant. If you haven't seen it, it's a must watch. Even if you don't like these kinds of films, I still feel that it is definitely a film you should give a chance at least once, because it is absolutely outstanding. Next on the list we have action. Now, action, I was a bit jumbling around some of them because I was going to pick Die Hard because I love Die Hard so much. But I didn't want to go for the obvious pick, so I went for my second pick in the whole idea of action films, and that would be the first out of the two. It would be the Raid. The Raid is absolutely outstanding in its choreography, brutal hand-to-hand combat, and it's literally non-stop. There is no breathing room in The Raid. It is absolutely action-packed from start to finish, and it did popularise the whole high-rise building premise in films. Films like Dread kind of took this idea and made that film successful, because that Dread film is another great action film that could have made this spot, but it didn't, because The Raid is just outstanding. But yeah, The Raid, full-on action, brutal hand-to-hand combat that is absolutely wince-inducing. It is unbelievable. If you like your martial arts movies, but you like them a bit more grounded, with a bit more realism and a bit more fucking crunch, like, the combat in this is absolutely bone-crackingly good, bone-snappingly brutal. I love this film. It's brilliant. Comic book. Now, I think it go down no surprise to people that my favourite comic book film of all time is the 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. For me, this is a perfect comic book adaptation of the source material. It perfectly balances the kind of goofy elements of the 80s cartoon with the dark and serious tone of the comic, the original comic. And fun fact, this film actually does tell the narrative arc of the first issue of the Ninja Turtles comic, and it's very, very faithful in my mind. Yeah, it's brilliant. It's fantastic. The characters are all wonderful. The actors are brilliant. It's so quotable. Pizza Dude's got 30 seconds. It's so good. I love this film so much. The choreography is incredible. The fact that these actors wearing these turtle suits and they barely can see anything, are acting out these, martial art combat sequences, is unbelievable. It's so well done. We haven't had a Turtles film as good as this since this one. The sequel's pretty damn good as well, but 1990s Ninja Turtles is for me the best comic book film of all time. Next up, Western is interesting because I don't really watch much Westerns, to be honest. I was gonna pick the easy one, The Good, Bad and the Ugly, or I do quite like War Wagon with John Wayne. But when I come to Westerns that I just love in general, I just think are fantastic. It's kind of an obscure one. It's got Clint Eastwood in it, but it is Two Mules for Sister Sarah. It's almost like a road trip movie, but it's a Western, and it's just brilliant. I love this film. It's got so much character development, and the film is a lot of dialogue and a lot of interactions building their relationship in this film, and it's wonderful. The ending comes out of nowhere. It's got a massive twist ending that comes out of nowhere, which I absolutely didn't see coming when I saw this for the first time. I loved this film. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. My dad's no longer with us, but he loved this film as well. He thought it was brilliant, and I always remember sitting down to watch this with him for the first time and loving every minute of it. But yeah, this is my favourite Western of all time. I love it. Yeah, if you've not seen it, it's kind of an obscure one nowadays, but if you've not seen it, I really recommend it. Clint Eastwood is great in it, as always, and I just think it's a great character movie, building this relationship between him and the nun character, Sister Sarah. It's just brilliant. I love this film. Yeah, great. My favourite Western. Next up, we have romance. Romance was the hardest one to pick. I couldn't decide because I don't really watch much romance films, to be honest with you. And yeah, and it's just been really difficult. But I watched a film recently because I had a theory of a film that I thought, that is kind of a romance movie. And I rewatched it recently just to check my theory holds up. And it kind of did. So my pick for favourite romance film is going to be David Cronenberg's 1986 body horror, The Fly. You're probably thinking to yourself, what the fuck? The Fly? A romance film? In my opinion, guys, this is a tragic love story first and horror movie second. It's about Gina Davis's character and Jeff Goldblum's character, their relationship blossoming through most of this movie before the horrible, tragic events of, The Fly happens towards the end of the film. It is a beautiful romance film that happens to also be a horrific body horror. But yeah, for a romance film, I've picked The Fly 86. To me, it is a tragic love story. I almost picked King Kong as well, because that's almost a tragic love story as well. But I thought, to keep it just simple, I think The Fly kind of works for this pick. So yeah, romance, I would pick The Fly. Last but not least, it is the adventure category. Now, I've seen a lot of people pick Indiana Jones for this pick, but Indiana Jones didn't even come to mind. So I picked Jurassic Park. For me, this is one of the greatest adventure films ever made. It has all the wonders of dinosaurs. It's got all that magic of seeing dinosaurs for the first time on screen. It is the first movie to really give us realistic dinosaurs that look like they're living and breathing on the screen. It is brilliant. I love this film, one of my favourite films of all time. As an adventure, it is just non-stop adventure in this film. Of course, it does turn into almost a disaster film towards the midway point of the film, but it's an adventure film for me with dinosaurs, and it does get terrifying as a result. But you know, there's always going to be a terrifying aspect to all adventure films. There's always some kind of hostility there, and I think Jurassic Park balances the horror and the adventure very well, and that's my favourite adventure pick. I want to say thank you so much to Leon Talks Film and Jamie Powell for tagging me in this video. I had fun making it. It took me a while, a good week. I think I was tagged a week ago. It took me a long while to actually get my thoughts together and really think about what my picks were. Now, I'm in a really tough decision now because I want to tag a few channels to show me their top 10 tags, but a lot of the channels that I know in our circle have already been tagged. But I'm just going to pick anyone now. I'm going to pick Ramhammer. Don't have to do it, of course, but I just want to tag people. Yeah, Ramhammer. Love to see your picks, my friend. Let's do it. I'm going to pick Cody Leach. Love to see your picks, my friend. And I'm going to pick Sinister Art and Movies. Love to see your picks as well, my friend. So yeah, don't have to do it, of course, but they're my tags. Anyway, as always, I have been Jason, and I am out. I'm out. I'm going to have more Lemsip. See you later.